Community-wise, I think we're really invested in where our water comes from, especially where our drinking source water comes from, our hunting grounds, so the moose, as well as what our animals that we hunt eat, so the traditional foods and our medicines.
Some of these people are actual land guardians. Yes, that's their job, and some of them are not. We're right at the stage where at the cusp of creating a guardians program, and in order for someone to obtain the job, it's the classic conundrum where you have to have the skills before you can get the job that gives you those skills. And so our training program would enable future employees to do work that requires this technique that they use in genetic sampling.
So right now we are training a group from the Mushkegowuk Council and the communities in the surrounding area. And we were going through the sort of steps of how you do collect samples and going through the steps of how we select sites for where we collect these samples.
And essentially, what is the goal in conducting this training?
So the goal is to enable groups to collect the samples so they can get a deeper understanding of the diversity in the places where they live. A lot of the organisms we look at are insects. So while there's a lot known about their diversity, it requires a lot of expertise, and you need like a microscope, and you need years of training to really start understanding or being able to separate these species. Using the DNA, we can make it a lot easier to identify what's in an environment. So we get a lot more information than we would just by sending a collection of insects to one person to then look at each one at a time and identify their species.
Once you're completed, what will these people have? The people who are participating in this program?
They'll have the ability to go out on their own and collect samples. They'll be able to send them to our lab, and then we can process them. So then they can basically pick areas they're interested in, do the sampling there, and then we can give them a list of organisms that live in that area.
So what do guardians do?
Guardians do all kinds of things. They're basically environmental experts, and they're regional environmental experts. They know their area. And so if there's, let's say, a mining exploration drilling going on, they actually have the ability and the equipment that allows them to go check out the site. If there are fishermen in an area who are setting up a camp and there's 15 guys, the land guardians might go by and say hello to the fishermen and give them some idea that they expect them to, be kind to the environment and what they expect them to do with their sewage handling and that kind of thing.
We live a life that has no borders. We have families interconnected from communities as far as our Obstet, going to York-Crabtree First Nations. That's how interconnected we are as a family, I would say. The Cree is basically a family along the coast, so the land has always been an important part of our lives. So that's why I took this opportunity to get involved with biodiversity.
How does this fit in with what Mushkegowuk is doing?
That's a good question. So my primary position is to work on understanding and communicating the developments that are happening in the Ring of Fire. And a lot of our concerns are that things will come down the rivers that drain the Ring of Fire area into Mushkegowuk territory and affect the environment there. So we want to have the skills to be able to monitor that environment.